We have another 9 minutes on this call. I'm going to open this up to questions now. Okay, the question is, Sanvi said, would a teacher, did I get it wrong? Okay, let me go from the bottom. Should the personal essay be closely related to the cluster subject? No. Or is it connecting them to something else like a significant public performance? Yeah, you can talk about this anonymous attendee. You can talk about a public performance, but you should try to connect it somewhere to academia, how this has impacted your reflections, your perspective, how they've converted into academia. I think I've answered all the questions now. Do I write 2 essays? Do you write 2 essays, one for the cluster and one for another personal essay? No, you write 2 cluster essays. So if you choose 2 clusters, then you write for 2 clusters, and please write your name because it's anonymous attendee doesn't, like it. But you write typically 2 or 3 essays, one per cluster and one for the personal essay. Can 9th grade apply for Cosmos? Are there better chances of getting in? Well, not in the 9th grade itself, but it definitely sets you up for 10th grade very well, okay? To apply again. And I've had 8th graders get in, I've had 9th graders get in. It depends on the choice of the cluster you choose. So call me. Okay. Rishabh asked, are there any specific academic honors a current 10th grader should have that would be helpful in the, are there any specific academic honors a current 10th grader should have that could be? So 10th graders, you're typically doing some kind of, if you're doing AP Euro history, that's an academic honor. If you've done any kind of self-study for any of the APs, that would be academic honor. If there's a dual enrollment course you've done, that would be great. If you've done a particular project which has, which you've done some kind of work outside for, that would come over here. Again, some Mr. Anonymous is saying, which cluster from USTR artist? Okay, I'm not answering that. Can you please talk a little bit more about the essays on 3 to 4 things that will stand out? So Amit, like I said, the personal essay, the thing that stands out is the tone, the not as the classic mistake people do is they don't answer the prompt, they write something completely different. The who, what, when becomes very important to them, which is just talking about what happened versus the reflections. The why is missing, but why are they talking about that particular thing? Why is that important? And then the clusters are typically forward facing. They are not backward facing. They're not about, I did this in chemistry and I had this aha moment over there, and that's why I want to come to this cluster. No, 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 no. I mean, you could write a one-liner for them, but you really expect to write, why is this cluster important to you? Where is it going to take you in the future? Why uniquely at Cosmos? Okay. Okay. I don't see any more questions, so I think we might be able to close this sooner. I'm going to wait for about 30 seconds. So any questions that are there, please send them here. Oh, I see a bunch of questions. Okay. I see more questions that have come. Shanta talks about, hey, please talk about how to approach the application if the science and math grades are not A+. That's okay. Shanta, even the grades are not great. You approach it the same way. It's your interest, it's your love for what you're doing, and we can, it's wordsmithing. It's, again, if they are C grades, then forget it. But if they are 1B here and there, we can manage it. It is very competitive, the process. So yes, I think I know you, Dipanshi. Does the type of cluster a child gets into admitted to, if, hold on. Does the type of cluster a child gets admitted to affect the use? Yes, it does. A 9th grader would not be meeting a lot of prereqs. Well, they do. A lot of the prereqs, the 9th graders and 8th graders do meet. 8th graders, rising 9th grader absolutely meet quite a few. In the case of a 9th grader gets in for a simpler cluster, does it prove it to be disadvantageous? No, 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 it's not at all. I mean, you're going to get it only once, and it's the experience. Next year, we'll work with you to get you into SIP or into MIT RSI, which is a 12th grade, rising 11th grader. We'll try to get you into NASA SEAS. So no, absolutely not. I mean, yeah, you might not get the harder cluster in Cosmos, but the boomerang effect of having gone through Cosmos will get you into many more programs. Okay, what other question? Are these slides going to be shared? Yes, Sumi, they're going to be shared. Does the 10th grader need to attach 8th grade? They will tell you. I think it they tell you what slides you need, but I think it's 2 years. So you'll have to provide those. So you'll have to go to the registrar of the middle school and get a sealed letter from there and then provide that sealed letter. Do not send unsealed stuff. Okay, this Cosmos is very finicky about getting sealed content from the registrar of the school. What else did I see? Would being enrolled in, didn't I answer this question about bio? Would being enrolled in biotechnology class and doing project count as an honor? Yes, it will. Would this be the same as a summer program for high schoolers? I don't understand the question. It is, yeah, it is. How do they need to add a teacher's name on the guys, I'm not understanding. Is there any podcast in the future for other programs? Yes, I will be actually. I'll be doing podcasts. That's a good point, Mr. Anonymous Attendee. I will be doing that. What are some of the hardest classes? Look at my website, subscribe to my newsletter on the website, and I will be sending out podcasts. What are some of the hardest clusters to get into? Seriously, there's no hardest cluster. I mean, look at the prerequisites and we can talk about it together. Okay. Does student need to get a hard copy of the recommendation? Not recommendation. Karthikeyan, on the Karthikeyan, Saravanan, you do not, the recommendation letters go directly electronically. So you put the email address of the teacher in the system and they recommend directly from there. Where do you submit the essays online? In the application. Okay, did I ask? Is 3-point GPA a must to apply to Cosmos? I think they have a limit. And if you're at 3.5, I mean, try to apply, see where you go, but maybe you could use it as a way to build you up for next year. Okay, I think I've answered pretty much everything, guys. So I'll wait 30 seconds, see any more questions that come in over here in the chat. If not, I will stop.
Purple, we can see if anybody has raised their hands. I think we didn't get to them.
I'm just waiting for questions to come in the
Q&A.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even see the hands raised, but it's best to just give questions here because then I can answer better. Okay, hold on. Anjali, hold on. Okay. I do not have any major activities academically, okay, but I've completed a benchmark project which focused on the restoration of. That might work, Anonymous. Can I mention this activity? Yeah, I mean, just reach out to me. We'll see if, it just makes sense. We can't say without looking at it. Where can we find the prereqs? Anonymous again. Yes, it's in the application. It's for each of the clusters. Harry Case's excellent presentation. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad, Harry, you liked it. Okay, Vanisha Sharma, how would you find your GPA for middle? They'll give it to you. It's in the transcript. Okay. All right. I see some hands raised. Who's asking? Can you guys, how do I, is there a way to let them speak, or I don't know how I can make these people speak. Okay, let me allow to talk. Okay, Anjali, go ahead. You're on mute, Anjali. I've given you. You can ask. Sumi, you can also ask allowed to talk. I'm opening it up for all of you to talk. Okay, I've given you guys unmute chances. So
yeah, hi. This is Sumi.
hi, Sumi.
Hi, it's a very good session. Thank you so much, sir. The question that I have is, would these, after attending the Cosmos, would these be reflecting in our transcript when we are applying for college, or how would this be shared with the college application, sir?
Yeah, so they don't show up on your active academics because you're not getting school credit or college credit for these courses. But there's a section called the activities section in the Common App and in the UC app where you will mention this, and that does get looked very critically in the application. So it has a huge impact, not on the transcript though. You're right.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, anybody else? Questions? I have to get going. So I've opened it up, guys, for the other two. You can ask Sumi asked Selvi, do you want to ask?
Yes. So I just want to know if there is any long running research program that I can pay and use like for a year or two that you know of that you can recommend.
There are tons of pay for play programs. Reach out to me. I'll tell you about some of them. My daughter runs one program as well, but there are lots of programs. I mean, crazy.
Okay.
Than So many questions. Go ahead. Last person. So go ahead.
Hi, so for the medical pathway, what clusters do you recommend that I take?
Acha, reach out to me. Reach out offline. This is not a question I can answer over here. Send me a note one-on-one. I'll be happy to give you an answer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's look at the rest questions. Any more questions that came in? Anjali Jain, my son is 8th grade. He loves programming. We talked about this. No, so Anjali, reach out. I'll be happy to go through the details. What classes you could apply to. Should the middle school send transcript directly? Yes. No, Devi, the middle school will give you a sealed envelope and you have to send it to the school. No, none of the schools will send anything, okay? You have to reach out to the school, your registrar, get a sealed envelope and send it from there. Ahan Rathod asked, what's my email? I'll put my email here for everybody. Where's my email? Paul@successcoach.com. Okay, who else? JK story, any success stories we can read about? You have to reach out to me for that things. Medical pathway, we talked about that. Okay, all right, guys, thank you. This is good stuff. Glad we all talked and you'll get the details soon. Okay, I know.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Harpal.
Bye. Bye.